What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with another video, and you might be asking yourself, dude, isn't this a pretty early video? I mean, we still have a week left of the regular season. It's not even playoff time. It's not even Super Bowl time, and we're already talking about the offseason. And the obvious answer to that is yes, we are going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about 4 free agents that the Patriots must sign this offseason. Now, once the offseason officially does hit, you guys are going to be getting bolstered with these kind of videos just like you did last offseason, with signings, with rumors, with, players that should be traded or could be traded, or players that could or should be cut. Just all that fun off-season kind of stuff. But today, we're just going to be talking about the 4 most important guys that Bill Belichick must get signed. So starting off with number 1, I actually have Cordarrelle Patterson, wide receiver. Now, Patterson was a trade this past offseason that the Patriots made with the Oakland Raiders. The Patriots swapped their 5th round pick for the Oakland Raiders' 6th round pick and Cordarrelle Patterson. Many people thought that Patterson was really just going to be a special team specialist, just a return type of guy, as that is what he extremely excels in. He was a former 1st round pick, and he just never lived up to the wide receiver expectations. And after losing Dion Lewis to the Titans, the Patriots just had 0 kick return specialist whatsoever. And then fast forward into the offseason a little bit more, Bill Belichick has interviews, Cordarrelle Patterson has interviews, and we find out that Bill Belichick actually told Patterson that he is going to make him the player that he should be. So Bill Belichick just saw so much potential in Cordarrelle Patterson, and it definitely has shown, in training camp and already this season. So to look at his stats a little bit, and keep in mind these are not going to be the end result, as we still do have the Jets game, but right now Patterson has 247 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, 228 rushing yards and a touchdown, which is a career high for him, and 663 return yards, with one of those being a kick return for a touchdown. So you're looking at 500 plus total yards offensively and 5 total touchdowns this year, which is extremely solid, especially for a guy that came in here and was just expected to be a return specialist. Patterson adds height, and that's something that it seems like Bill Belichick can never really find, or a guy that has height that really stays in this New England offense. But most importantly, he is extremely fast. He is a tall guy, but he's extremely fast. We see the Patriots using him a lot on, the sweeps and just different types of run plays. And because of how fast he is and just how tall he is, it is very hard to get him down. He might not be an elite wide receiver, but without a doubt, he can make plays. And because of his speed, he without a doubt does get separation. Might not always be consistent, but he gets that separation. He undoubtedly has to be the most versatile player on this entire Patriots team, and you can roast me in the comments for saying that all you want, but he is a return specialist. He has played running back. He has played wide receiver. He has played everything and done everything that he has asked, and he has done it very well. If the Patriots do not get Patterson signed, you are losing a elite return specialist, and then you have a question at that. You're losing a tall, speedy wide receiver, and you're losing a guy that can play running back. I really don't even need to explain any more on why Cordarrelle Patterson is a must-sign this offseason. And with number 2, I have defensive end Trey Flowers. And man, you guys already know, if you've seen my videos before, if you watch my live streams, hashtag pay Trey Flowers. Oh my God. This is literally a guy that I could just put on this list and move on. I wouldn't even need to explain it, and any real New England Patriots fan would understand. But you guys do come here for informational videos, so I am going to tell you why he is a must sign. To start off, Flowers is still a pretty young guy. He is 25, and already this season, he has 51 tackles with 6.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. And I will tell you firsthand that these stats do not project even a little bit on how good he is. I forget exactly where he ranks, but he is very high up there. I believe it was in the top 10 of edge rushers. So although he is very underrated, he actually is being graded as one of the best defensive ends in the league. You just see how different the entire Patriots defense is without him, but more specifically, you see the change in the Patriots defensive line when Flowers is on the field and when Flowers is not on the field. Flowers is unarguably the best player on this Patriots defense and is one of the best players just in general when it comes to the Patriots. Not only is he very good at getting to the quarterback, but he is also very good at stopping the run, which is something the Patriots struggle at. They don't have that medium of finding guys who can stop the run well but also get to the quarterback. A lot of times we see the Patriots having many different guys because there's ultimately just a separation. There's just guys they get that can either get to the quarterback, kind of, or guys that can kind of stop the run, but they very rarely have a guy that can do both. But they have that right now with Trey Flowers. Now, like I mentioned in the previously in this video, is that Trey Flowers' numbers do not show how great he is. 6.5 sacks is not bad at all, but at the same time, he gets to the quarterback way more than just 6.5 sacks. A lot of times, Trey Flowers mostly gets credit for quarterback hits because the quarterback does end up getting the ball out of their hand before Trey Flowers can get to them, regarding it as a sack. But if you look at the numbers when looking at quarterback hits, it just shows you that this guy gets to the quarterback, period. When Trey Flowers is not on the field, the Patriots really do have a hard time getting to the quarterback. We've seen it when he's been injured and out, is that they just cannot seem to get it done. And this defensive line already struggles a lot. And we've seen the Patriots for years try to figure this out. I mean, since Chandler Jones and Jamie Collins have left, this has been a huge issue for New England, and everybody knows it. It's not a little factor. It is a huge factor and a big reason why the Patriots defense does struggle as much as it does. And if Bill Belichick does not make this his number one priority this offseason and get him signed, then this defensive line, and most importantly, just this Patriots defense in general, is going to struggle extremely bad. Next up, I have Mr. Gronkowski. Now, a lot of you might not agree with me for putting Gronkowski on this list, but it actually is way more important than you think. Now, I know a lot of people have kind of had him having this down year, and a lot of people get on him for the amount of, field goals or whatever that he's missed. But you need to look at this at, what else is going around the league. There are many kickers that are having issues this year. Many teams that are signing and cutting and signing and cutting and signing and cutting kickers. And he really is still one of the best kickers in the league. He is ranked still as one of the best kickers in the league, despite having some of the issues that he has had. Every year, New England brings in, a bunch of kickers for tryouts, and, sometimes they keep them around for training camp, but it never seems to work out. They never find a guy that, they feel at least is worth keeping. And that really is because finding a good kicker is pretty dang rare. There really is not a lot of good, kickers that you can really count on. So when you find someone like Gronkowski who can be mostly relied on, you don't want to just let a guy go like that, because you definitely could be getting a lot worse if you do let him go. New England really does have a lot of important free agents this year, so the franchise tag is most likely going to play in somewhere, and I'm hearing that this could be a candidate to actually get the franchise tag. I mean, there are some serious teams out there that are going to give him a nice deal if the Patriots don't. Ultimately, the team does not want to bet on maybe getting a better kicker because chances are they're not going to find it. And not having a good kicker truly does put games on the line, as we have seen multiple times every single year. Now, last on my list, I have offensive lineman Trent Brown. As we all know, the Patriots traded with the 49ers right before, I think it was the second day actually, of the NFL draft, and it was like right before it started that we got word that the Patriots had traded for him. And even when he was with the 49ers, Brown was highly talked about by coaches and players. So the fact that they actually traded a guy who could be a star and pro-rated offensive lineman was actually a shock and made a lot of 49ers fans really upset. But a lot of people were saying, hey, look, We gave them Garoppolo, they gave us Trent Brown. The need for Trent Brown really came after the fact that we could not retain Nate Soldier. And it really became a huge worry for the Patriots this offseason. They were bringing in a lot of different guys. They drafted guys like Isaiah Wynn. They were really trying to make sure that they had guys to be able to fill on the offensive line. And I'll tell you, from what I have seen, I feel like Trent Brown is actually better than Nate Soldier. I mean, the dude is 6'8", 359 pounds, and is only 25 years old. You hear it every week when it comes to the commentators. This guy is a tower. Literally, it's easy for him to beat most defensive players because he is such a huge guy. This season, when we played the Chicago Bears and had to go up against all-pro defensive end / linebacker Khalil Mack, Trent Brown really took care of him. There was not really a time that Khalil Mack actually had gotten to Brady. But then when the Chicago Bears had played the Giants and he had to go against former Patriots offensive lineman Nate Soldier got bullied by Khalil Mack. Not to mention the fact that Nate Soldier signed a extremely hefty deal with the Giants, and he definitely is not living up to that. So I'm actually pretty thankful that we did not give him that deal and that we actually traded for Trent Brown. Now the only thing is getting him under contract and signing him long term, because he is a special player. If he hits free agency and the Patriots don't, do anything or don't make a move on him quick, he is going to end up being signed by another team. He is without a doubt going to be one of the top candidates when it comes to offensive linemen. And you really just do not get lucky enough to find one of these guys, and the Patriots did that. He is extremely important in pass protection and run blocking. So, if we want to keep our run game going strong, but most importantly, if we want to keep Tom Brady back there safe and okay and reinsured, then we need to get this guy signed long term. In all honesty, I would put Trent Brown as the second most important player that needs to be signed this offseason. Now, so far this season, he has had 4 total penalties, which resulted in 35 yards lost for the Patriots. He had 1 false start and 3 holding. He has also allowed 3.5 sacks this season, which in all resulted in a loss of 26 yards. Again, keep in mind that we do still have the Jets game, so numbers could still be added to this depending on how he does, but just 3.5 sacks basically for the whole season is not bad at all, in all honesty. The only thing he has to work on is some technical stuff, but other than that, he is really going to be an all-pro offensive tackle. Need to get him signed long-term, period. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on my top 4 players the Patriots must sign this offseason? Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps me out very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows we can go to the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.